the king's quest for the perfect queen. To choose his beloved queen, the king commanded his subordinates to craft a human-shaped mold. The foremost requirement for the contending women was the need to fit through this mold, thereby verifying the perfection of their physique. Soon the first candidate graced the stage. She was Princess Kris from India, a stunning blend of beauty and aloofness. This stark contrast drove men to madness. The second contestant was Princess Laura from Egypt. She donned attire steeped in Egyptian flair, perpetually emanating an untamed allure. Though the preceding princesses were already exceptional, when the third candidate emerged, their radiance instantly paled in comparison. Despite Meena being a mere commoner from Persia, she embodied all the finest attributes of a woman. That aura of mystery rendered men utterly captivated. They then approached to meet the king. However, after the king scrutinized their appearance and figure, he unexpectedly ordered his men to bring out the human-shaped mold, intending to first eliminate those women with imperfect bodies. But to his surprise, the figures of the three princesses were all very perfect, quickly passing the selection. The king had no choice but to proceed to the next test of courage. When the guards put down a table, they placed 3 identical goblets on it. However, one of the 3 cups of wine contained a deadly poison. Before the 3 princesses could react, the guards brought 3 death row prisoners into the hall. Faced with the king's order, the 3 men immediately grabbed the goblets. However, the prisoner in the middle had just taken a sip, when he instantly died from the poison. This scene frightened the Indian princess to death, but immediately after, the guards took away the remaining prisoners, promptly replacing them with 3 brand new goblets. In order to ensure the fairness of the competition, the princesses were also blindfolded. Then, to be extra safe, the guards completely shuffled the order of the cups. Once everything was arranged, the guards removed the black cloths from the 3 people's faces. However, with the previous experience, the 3 people's hearts began to waver. They were very reluctant to withdraw from the competition like this, but if they chose wrongly, they would die in a foreign land. This instantly left the 3 princesses in a difficult dilemma. At this moment the king said, drinking or not was entirely up to personal wishes. Unexpectedly, before he finished speaking, Princess Laura from Egypt directly stated she would withdraw from the competition. Although there was one less competitor, Kris didn't care at all. She then picked up a goblet. However, looking at the fallen prisoner on the ground, she was still a little scared. Then she thought of a good idea, suggesting to let Meena drink first. Meena picked up the goblet and drank it all, stunning everyone with such boldness. But the king said the game still needed to continue. Kris hesitated for a long time, before finally making a difficult choice. However, just as she brought it to her lips without starting to drink, her inner fear still made her put down the cup, directly collapsing on the table crying out loud. But at this moment, Meena beside her made a bold move. She took the second goblet of wine, and drained it in one gulp. Then under Kris's shocked gaze, she put down the goblet. But that wasn't all. She actually picked up the third one. After finishing it, she turned to look at the king. The king was stunned by Meena's courage. Upon inquiring, it was learned that Meena had long seen through that this was a test. Sure enough, as soon as he finished speaking, the prisoner on the ground stood up. Seeing Meena's wisdom and beauty coexisting, the king immediately announced that Meena would be crowned queen. The film ends here. This movie is called Arabian Nights. Friends who are interested can go and watch it.